Sorry for the distraction. There's a word from the Lord. Second Chronicles, 34th chapter, first to the third verse. I'm getting some feedback on my line. Second Chronicles, 34th chapter, 1 through third verse. You will find these words. Josiah was 8 years old when he became king, and he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. And he did what was right in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the ways of his father David. He did not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. For in the 8th year of his reign, while he was still young, what's that? He was still young. He was 16 years old. I just want to put a pin right there. He was still young. He was 16 years old. He began to seek the Lord of his father David. And in the 12th year, he began to purge Judah in Jerusalem of the high places, the wooden images, the carved images, and the molded images. Amen. Continue to bear with us. I'm still experiencing some feedback on my line. Let us pray. Eternal God, I come, blessing your name, Lord, giving you glory. You're worthy to be praised. I ask that you hide me behind your cross, that your people see less of me and more of you. Send a fresh anointing, Lord, that make preaching easy. Not only anoint me afresh, Lord, but anoint your people afresh, Lord. That they not only just hear your word, Lord, but they will continue to be doers of your word. It is in Jesus' name that we pray. And all of God shall say amen. I want to use for a subject, for a thought this morning. Make your life count. Especially for our youth. Make your life count. This Josiah is a teenager, just like most of you. He's 16 years old, and he has a remarkable story. This young teenager did not came from the best family life. He didn't came from the best environment. He did not have mentors in his family to help him along the way. He didn't have many people in his family that led by example, if you will. His grandfather didn't serve the Lord the way he should. His grandfather was wicked. He was not a role model. And his father did evil in the sight of the Lord. So he didn't help him along the way. And on top of this young man's life, his father was assassinated when he was about 8 years old. This boy had confusion in his life. And after his father was assassinated, he was the next in line to be king at 8 years old. And that will put him in about the second grade. From the world point of view, the deck was stacked against Josiah. His grandfather didn't leave a good legacy. His father didn't leave a good legacy. And the Bible doesn't talk about his mother at all, really. So he has some things going against him. So what I'm saying to you, Josiah made his life count. No matter what his situation he found himself in, he made his life count. This young teenager was in a world just like our world, full of confusion. Here's a lot of chaos was going on in the world, just like today's world. A lot of injustice was going on. A lot of oppression was going on, young people. Civil war was going on, just like today. A time of unrest was going on. But this young 16-year-old said, I'm going to make my life count. There were a lot of protesting going on during that time. And nothing wrong with protesting, as long as you protest the right way. And this young man did it the right way. He did it the godly way. A lot of violence was going on during that time. A lot of turmoil was going on during that time. But this young man was determined to change the culture in the world during that time. He was determined to follow the ways of the Lord. You can identify with this young man. He is 16 years old, and he makes up his mind that he is going to do the right thing. At 16 years old, Josiah understood the importance of being responsible. At 16, he understood that life was short. So he said, I'm going to make my life count. At 16 years old, someone asked, were there any peer pressure back then, preacher? Pastor, were there any peer pressure during that time? Yes, there were peer pressure going on back then. But you got to learn how to rise above peer pressure. You got to learn how to rise above falling in the crowd. Mm-hmm. You got to learn how to rise above temptation, young people. You got to learn how to rise above making mistakes.
That's right.
You got to learn how to rise above the bullies in your life. You got to learn to rise above negativities. You got to learn to rise above joining gangs. You got to learn how to rise above breaking laws.
That's right.
You got to do it the right way. Now, I don't believe in when you protesting, I don't believe that you have to steal and loot and steal. That's not of God. If you're going to protest, do it the right way. It's the right way how you do it. Young people, this young man came from a bad environment. But your environment is not the deciding factor of your destiny. Many people came from a bad environment, but God can turn it around. You control your destiny along with God. People, young people, sometimes you get discouraged in this world. Sometimes you get confused in this world. But you got to tell yourself that I'm a child of God. You got to tell yourself that God has a plan for your life. You got to tell yourself that I was made in the image of God. I'm beautiful and good looking. You got to tell yourself that you're somebody. You are beautiful and wonderfully made. You are God's masterpiece. God took his time and made you. And when he made you, he said, it is good. He said, you was good. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Even many people of Jesus' hometown didn't believe in him. But Jesus knew that his environment he was raised in was not the deciding factor of his destiny. Jesus knew that he and his Father was the key to his destiny. Jesus was determined to make his life count, young people. You got to make your life count. Young people, you're able to change your whole nation. You're able to change your whole nation if you put your mind to it. Young people, you have the power to bring your parents to church. Right. Sometimes people, the young folks, you can bring your parents to church. That's how much power you got. Live the life. You got the power to change lives. You got the power to change things around you. What do I mean by that, young people? You create a change. You can create a change in the school system. You can create a change in your classroom. You can create a change in your own family. You can create a change in the old church traditions. You can create a change for our young men to pull their pants up. You can create a change yourself. You can create a change on black killing black. You can create a change, young people. you are the future leaders in our government system, future school board leaders, future mayors and governors, future church leaders, future pastors, future ministers. One of y'all might be the pastor of Central Baptist one day. Oh yes, one of you might be a deacon at Central Baptist one day. You might be a missionary one day at Central Baptist Church. President of the Usher Board of Central Baptist Church. You can create it. Young people, you have great influence over your peers. Mm-hmm. Young people, you can be a good example to others. This young boy, Josiah, didn't have no role model, didn't have no mentor to encourage him along the way in his immediate family. His father wasn't there. His grandfather wasn't there. And like the Sunday school teacher said earlier, God will put somebody in your life to help you along the way. Amen, somebody. Amen. This young 16-year-old, he had a friend by the name of Hekiah. And this priest, he was a priest. And he was working in the temple one day. And he was cleaning up the church. And he found a Bible one day, a book of the law. This priest, he happened to look in the corner, and it was a book of the law sitting there. And what did the priest do? He passed it on to somebody else, a young scribe by the name of Sharpen. He passed the book to Sharpen, and Sharpen passed the book to the king. At 16 years old, he passed it. See, that's what life is all about, passing the God word. The word changes things. They passed the word, and the word got to the king. The 16-year-old king began to read the word. This 16-year-old opened up the book, and he started living by the book. At 16 years old, he said, I'm going to make a difference. And that's how you got to make a difference, by following the book. You can't follow everything on the news. Follow the book. You can't follow what the crowd is doing. Follow the book. Follow the book. He opened the book of the law. Joseph's life was successful because he followed the book. Temptation was there, but he followed the book. Young people, peer pressure was there, but he followed the book. Bullying was there, but he followed the book. Distractions was there, but he followed the book. His so-called friends could have been pushing him to come drink some alcohol, but he followed the book. His friends were there probably trying to get him to smoke marijuana, but he followed the book. You got to follow the book, people. Disappointment was there from what he saw on television back then. Just imagine. But he kept following the book. He was determined to make his life count. Young people, you got to make your life count. Why? One of the reasons you got to make your life count, mom and dad have invested so much in you. You ought to make your life count. Mom and dad work long hours. I can get up early in the morning, come later on in the evening. They put food on the table. You got to make your life count. They put clothes on your back. They give you a house to stay in. You ought to make it count. They make sacrifices day after day. That's why you ought to make your life count. You ought to make your life count, young people. Young people, I don't know what tomorrows hold, but I know who holds the future. Jesus holds the future. He holds my future, and he holds your future. Make your life count. And if you read the story, this boy had a praying great-grandfather. I believe somebody told about his great-grandfather. I believe somebody whispered in his ears, you had a great-grandfather named King Hezekiah. You know King Hezekiah. King Hezekiah was a great king, and he was the great-grandfather of this boy. And someone must have told the boy about his great-grandfather. King Hezekiah was the one who was sick, and God called him home. But King Hezekiah turned his head towards the wall, and he began to pray to God. And God dialed back the time of death and gave him 15 more years to his life. So I believe you heard about his great-grandfather, and that's why he wanted to make his life count. And this young 16 years old started tearing down false idols, statues. People were worshiping the moon god and the sun god. But this young boy said, I'm going to make a difference. But I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to do it by the book. Did he have obstacles? Yeah, he had obstacles. Did he have distraction? Yes. But he said, I'm going to follow the book. This young boy, if you read his story, he was able to change a whole nation. Young people, you can change a whole nation. But you got to do it the right way. You can't do it by killing. You do it by pulling your pants up. You do it by taking a knee for the right things. This young man had influence over a nation. Just like many people today trying to change the culture of the criminal system. The system is broken. Even when a young black man of color, after they pay their dues in prison, they still don't have the tools to come out to be productive in society. But Reverend Al Sharpton said it best. The system has her knee on their neck. He said it right. The system. Many of our young men can't even breathe once they pay their dues. Because the system, like Al Sharpton said, got their knee on their neck. You can change the culture, young people. Jesus changed the culture when he came. He went to the sinners. He went to the tax collectors. He didn't put his knee on their neck. What he did, he brought them to the table. All black people were saying, men of color were saying, just let us sit at the table. Look how Jesus did it. He brought the tax collectors and the sinners and set them at the table. And all the men of color were saying, just let us sit at the table. In the same way God used this 16-year-old boy, God can use you, young people. This young boy had every reason to make excuses. He could have said, my father wasn't there. He could have said, my grandfather wasn't there. I ain't had nobody to help me. I ain't had nobody to show me a way. He could have given up. He could have made all kinds of excuses. He could have said, oh, I'm too young to be working for the Lord. No, but this young 16-year-old made up in his mind. He could have said, I came from a dysfunctional family. He could have said, I ain't had no role models. But he said, I'm going to follow the book. And he was a teenager, just like many of you. He said, I'm going to make my life count. There's no excuse for you young people not to make your life count. There's no excuse. Josiah was steadfast, unmovable, always bounding in the work of the Lord. And when you look at the life of Jesus, Jesus made his life count. 33 years he walked the earth, doing good to people, putting himself aside, but helping the poor, helping the weak, made his life count. And I'm about to close in a little bit, but I want to leave something with you. Before Jesus went to the cross, we got to go to the Garden of Gethsemane. Sometimes we go to the cross too fast. No, you can't go to Calvary until you stop by Gethsemane. Or you got to stop by Gethsemane.
That's right.
When he got to Gethsemane to pray to the Father, before he went to Calvary, he went to Gethsemane. And he went to Gethsemane and he didn't want to drink from the bitter cup. Life is full of bitter cups. And the Bible says he was sweating like drops of blood. He didn't want to drink from the bitter cup. Well, what was in The bitter cup. What was in the bitter cup? Jesus looked at the bitter cup before he went to Calvary, and he saw Peter denying him 3 times in the bitter cup. And that's why he didn't want to drink from the bitter cup. When he looked through the bitter cup, he saw Judas betraying him. The one he handpicked, the one he trained was going to betray him. He saw him in the bitter cup, and he didn't want to drink from the bitter cup. When he looked at the bitter cup, he saw his accusers marching him to judgment hall, the judgment hall. He was at Gethsemane. He saw Pilate in the bitter cup. Pilate, so I'm going to wash my hands. I find no fault. But he let a known criminal go. He saw that in the bitter cup. He saw him hanging on the cross on the bitter cup. He saw him being whipped, tearing his body apart in the bitter cup. At Gethsemane, he praying to his Father. He saw the piercing of the spears in his side in the bitter cup. He saw the spikes in his hands and on his feet in the bitter cup. And that's why he said, to God, let the cup pass from me just for a moment. He said, let it pass. He saw the crowd who first said, Hosanna, Hosanna, but now they're saying crucify. He saw that before he went to Calvary. And that's why he didn't want to drink from the bitter cup. But then again, he saw me and you dealing with sin in the bitter cup. Let me leave something with you, Central. In the Garden of Gethsemane, you do know what Jesus was doing, right? You do know what Jesus was doing in the Garden of Gethsemane, right? See, some of y'all just now think this, y'all think this thing taking a knee just now started. But Jesus took a knee. He took a knee in the Garden of Gethsemane. Jesus took a knee long before they started taking a knee. He took a knee 2,000 years ago. Jesus took a knee on the world's behalf. He took a knee. This knee taking is nothing new. He took a knee. And I believe when he took a knee, he said, no justice, no peace. He took a knee. No justice, no peace. Oh, he took a knee. Oh, I believe I can see him right now. Took a knee. Because he said, nevertheless, not my will, let thy will be done. He took a knee on racism. He took a knee in injustice everywhere. He took a knee to change the culture of the discrimination. He took a knee for hatred. He took a knee for prejudice. He took a knee for equal opportunity for all. He took a knee for prison system reform. He took a knee for racial profiling. He took a knee for social justice. He took a knee for racial injustice and police brutality. He took a knee for killing the unarmed black man and men of color. He took a knee for a better health care system. He took a knee for police accountability. He took a knee for Black Lives Matter. He took a knee 2,000 years ago. He took a knee for the ones who said, I can't breathe. He took a knee for the ones who said, I can't breathe. He took a knee to take your hand off their neck. He took a knee for Eric Gardner. He took a knee for Walter Scott. He took a knee 2,000 years ago for Javon Martin. He took a knee. He took a knee for Michael Brown. He took a knee for Sandra Bland. He took a knee for Freddie Gray. He took a knee for the Emmanuel 9. He took a knee. He took a knee even for Emmett Smith. He took a knee for Dr. King. Oh, he took a knee a long time ago. He took a knee. But guess what? He did more than took a knee. He died. He died. He did more than took a knee. See, that's what makes man different from God. He did more than took a knee. He died for the world. Not only that he died, but he got up with all power. All power in the heaven and earth. He got up with all power. And they had the nerve. They had the nerve to give him a grave with the wicked. They had the nerve to give him a grave. Assigned him a grave with the wicked. They had the nerve. And that's why he went in the grave and got up with all power. Say, oh, death, where's your sting? Oh, grave, where's your victory? But he don't have to take a knee no more. He don't have to take a knee no more. Now he sits on the right-hand side of the Father. He sits on the right-hand side of the Father. So young people, Make your life count. Make your life count. He took a knee on your behalf. He took a knee on your behalf. You got to make your life count. He took a knee 2,000 years ago. He took a knee. Mm-hmm. And as a matter of fact, every tongue, every knee gonna bow. Everybody gonna take a knee. And guess what? Satan gotta take a knee too. Or Satan gotta take a knee. He gotta take a knee, and he gotta say, Lord of Lords and King of Kings. Or he gotta take a knee. He gotta take a knee. Say, God, you Lord of Lords and King of Kings. And after Satan took a knee, God, he going straight to hell. Or he want to take a knee too. Mm-hmm. And guess what? We all going to see him take a knee. Before he cast into the everlasting fire, he going to take a knee. Make your life count. Young people, make your life count. Make your life count. Make your life count. You owe it to yourself. Make your life. I don't care what kind of environment you came out. You can do it. Look at Josiah, 16 years old. Lost his father at 8 years old. But he began to follow the book. He began to read the book. When you read the book, you get to pass it on. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Everything going to pass away, but the Word going to be here until the end. Make your life count. Make your life count. Jesus took a knee for you. He took a knee for you before you even know yourself. He took a knee for you. He took a knee for you long time ago. When you were yet in your sin, he took a knee for you. God bless you, Central. God bless you, young people. Make your life count. Make your life count. When you don't make your life count, then you tell Jesus that he took a knee for nothing. When you don't do right with your life, you tell Jesus you took a knee for nothing. He took a knee before he went to Calvary. He took a knee before he got on the cross. He took a knee on behalf of your sin. He said, put all your sins on my shoulder. He put all his sins on the log of his shoulder. Took him like a man and went on the cross. He said, no man take my life, but I give my life freely. So they didn't take his life. He gave his life so we can have life. We now can live. We now get joy because of Jesus. We now got peace that surpasses all understanding because of Jesus. We got everlasting love. How do you think you can love your brother and sister who hate you? Because of Jesus. How you going to have joy in the peace of trouble? Because of Jesus. Young people, make your life count. I told my son Christmas, he's standing right next to me on the side of it. I said, make your life count, son. Don't let your mom and dad, all they put in you, go in vain. All the sweat and tears that they're doing for you. Take you to the football games, the basketball games. Give you lunch money for you to eat in school. Buying you the cell phone. Giving you nice things. Make your life count. Make it count. You can do it. Nobody can count you out. I love you this morning. Young people, I just want you to make your life count. I just want you to know that Jesus took a knee for you. I just want you to know that Jesus took a knee for you a long time ago. I just want you to know that this is nothing new. Taking a knee is nothing new. I just stop by to remind you, taking a knee is nothing new. It's good, but it's nothing new under the sun. God bless you. God keep you. Heaven smile upon you. Heaven smile upon you. I'll be remiss if I don't open the church doors. I'll be remiss if I don't open the church doors. There may be someone who's out of the ark of safety, who don't know that the Lord took a knee for you 2,000 years ago. You can come just as you are. Don't try to change yourself. You can't change yourself. He said, come as you are. He said, I knock at the door. If any man open the door, I come in. I'll walk with you. I'll stop with you. I'll talk with you. All you have to do is confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, and you shall be saved. It's an easy process. Just confess and believe, and you're saved. But you need to be under a leader. You cannot forsake the assembly of yourself. You got to be with other people so they can encourage you in the faith. You can reach by Facebook, or you can stay in the line afterwards and talk to our secretary. After this season, when the church doors open back up, you can come join Central. But you don't have to join Central, but join some church, Bible-based church, that's preaching Jesus Christ only always. And give the preacher your hand, but give God your heart. Because when God comes now, he comes quickly. There's going to be no excuses. God bless you. God keep you.